Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to the ABAP Enhancement Made Easy course. And today's session, we will be learning the new stuff. Before going to learn the new things, let's have a quick revision what we have learned in our last couple of classes. So in last class, we have seen that what are the important bodies are available in the system. Though there are a lot of bodies, but we are having some very important bodies which are very frequently used. For example, BDCP before, right? Very frequently used and very important body in order to filter the change pointer. Then we have this filter body. This filter body, we will talk about the filter body concept today in detail, and then we'll go and explore about this filter body. These are the filter body. This is me purchase dog posted, very important and very frequently used body. Most of the day-to-day requirement is going to meet with this particular body when we are going to create any purchase order. Me purchase dog underscore posted. Though there are several bodies for ME21 and ME22 and ME23 and related with purchase order post, but this body is very important body. Similarly, this me request underscore posted body is also very important. One of the this mb underscore migo underscore body is also more or less is important, and work order underscore update. So all these are very important body we have uh, discussed about this. And then we have seen the view where all the implemented bodies can be seen. So all the implemented bodies can be seen inside this view. We can go into the AC16N and we can give this one, and there we can go and check what are the implemented bodies are there by giving the body name over there. Okay. Also, we have been talking about the classic body concept. We have taken one example for body underscore material underscore check, and we have implemented the validation check for a material. If some field is not filled, in that case we are supposed to display some information message. So that kind of requirement of one real-time scenario we have seen. Okay. In order to understand the concept of classic body, how actually SAP has created the classic body, we tried creating our own classic body, and we tried implementing that one in our last class. Okay. We understood if we are going to create a body, or if some body is present, nothing is selected under the type, then this body is going to be multiple use or single use. Who will tell? This question is from the last class. If nothing is implemented, if nothing is selected over here, then what it is going to be? It is going to be single use body or multiple use body. If nothing is selected, who will tell? Just write here in the chat box your answer. I want to understand. If nothing is selected, then yes, very good. Very good, Prativa. This is the single use. If nothing is selected, then that body you can implement only in the single implementation. You will not be able to use for multiple implementation. Okay. For multiple use, the multiple use option must be selected. Okay. And if you have a body called filter dependent body, then the third option must be selected. Okay, let's go and see. once again, right, that how to create a custom body. Sometimes we also require to create a custom body because we can achieve the polymorphism with the help of a body. That's where sometimes we require. One question from Ahmad here. How will I know it is already used in case of single use? Very good. You can know, for example, suppose this is one body, address underscore check is a body. Here already I have given. I believe you are able to see my SAP screen. Click on this display button and go to implementation and click on this overview. So if some body is already implemented, then you can see from here, you can see that all the implementation you can see from here, right? So wherever any body is already implemented, you can watch out over here, right? Another example, body underscore material underscore check this body. Suppose if you want, if you go over here, you can see this body is the multiple use body. Suppose nothing is selected over here, you want to see if this body is already implemented somewhere, you can go to the implementation and you can click on this overview, or you can, you know, or you can click on this display, right? Overview or display, anything is fine. You can click and you will be able to see if a body is already implemented. So if a single implementation is there, if a single implementation is there, then only one implementation you can have active at one time. Okay, you can have only one implementation available active at one time. You will not be able to have the multiple implementation. Here you can see the multiple implementation we have. The reason behind this, because this particular body is multiple use body. That means this body can have the multiple implementation created. That's why here you can see that so many bodies are there in the yellow color. That means all these body which are there in the yellow color are already implemented and active. What is the meaning of this yellow color? We have understood in the last class, this yellow color represents that a body implementation is active. So this is one implementation, another implementation, another implementation, various implementation you can see, right? And just if you want to verify that which are the active, which are there in the yellow one, those are the active implementation, right? So this is how you can identify if a body is having already a implementation or not. Now, let's quickly create our own body. Suppose if you want to create your own body, right? I'm just going to create my own body for the single use first. So for the single use, we have already seen our last class. So now just in order to connect, I will quickly create, I will not explain much. You will be able to remember it. So Z single use body. So this is a custom body I'm creating. Click on this create button, and when you click on this create button, it is not allowing from here because SAP don't want to appreciate the classical body to create. That's why here from this create button, it is telling that, you know, this is not possible. Don't create. In direct way, it's telling don't create. But suppose if you really need to create the classical body, you can go to over here, you go to the utility and from here create classic body. And from here you will be able to create the classic body. By default, multiple use is selected. I don't want to, you know, create this body as a multiple use. So I'm unchecking this one and here give some description, single use body, and click on this save button. I have just clicked on the save button, and then it's asking to assign a package. I'm just assigning the local package. Now go to the interface, and here you can see that Badi is all about interface. We understood in last couple of classes. Badi is nothing but interface only, right? Here I'm going to give some message, going to uh, you know give some method so that I can write my code over there in this method when I will use this interface in my actual class. Okay, so give some method over here. Label, I'm going to give the instance and give the description as display message. Just save it. I'm not using any parameter over here, not required. Just simple example we are taking over here. Just go. I have activated this one. You can see that it's active state now. Just to go back, and now my body is created. So this is how body will be created by SAP, or this is how SAP creates the body. So single use body I have created. Just I have unselected all these. One interface was automatically generated by the system. I have just double click on this. I went there and I have given the method. In the same way, SAP also create the body and gives us for our use. So body we have created. Now let's suppose I have a program. Okay. And in this program, I have to use the body which I have just created. So Z enhancement demo single single use body. Okay, click on this create button. It's taking some time. So what we will do that in this program, you know, uh, just a second, I'm going to unmute Ahmad. Yeah, Ahmad, I have unmuted you.
Yes, so question is that if the
Hmm.
body is not available in a program, can
Hmm.
ABAP create a new body and implement the requirement, or this is restriction to create a new body? They have some limitation.
No, we cannot create the body, and uh, we suppose if body is not present over there, you know, you cannot create your body definition for a standard program. That is,
Okay, okay,
that is not possible.
not for a standard program, right?
Yeah, not for a standard program. If SAP has given the body for that standard program, then only you will be able to call that one. Otherwise, you know that
So
is.
this is
Hmm.
this procedures for custom programs.
Yes, sometimes what happens, when we are going to have our custom classes, right? And if you want to achieve the dynamic functionality, this custom body helps over there. However, it is very rarely used because in custom program we have all the flexibility to go and change the code without any complexity. So we generally don't use this body and all custom body and all in order to implement the enhancement in custom program. But sometimes because this provides the polymorphism, right? So
Yes,
because it provides a polymorphism, so sometimes developer use this body concept in order to achieve the polymorphism, nothing else. So sometimes it becomes really very important and very useful. Okay.
thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. So in a standard program that we are not supposed to do, if you want you can do, but that is not at all recommended because then again means there will be no concept, there will be no use of the body. If we are going to create our own body, you know as a workaround we can do, but again that will be a, that is not at all recommended. That will become very lengthy and very complex. So if SAP has given the a standard body, then we are supposed to go and implement. That is the best way how we are supposed to implement the body, whether it is a classical body or new body. We will talk about the new body. Whatever we are discussing as of now, we are discussing about the classical body. Classical body is also very important. However, new body is mostly appreciated by the SAP and recommended by the SAP in current scenario, because new body is having a lot of many other advantages. Okay, so now let's go and quickly create one program. Demo for single use body executable program. Click on the save button and local object. So just assume over here, just you assume that SAP has created the body, and SAP has now SAP is creating some report. Okay, so when SAP creates the report, what SAP does, that SAP put this class CL exit handler in that program. Whatever the SAP standard program will be there, in that program SAP is going to use this method in that program, and dynamically all the body name SAP is going to pass it over here. SAP will put this thing in a loop. So how the actual implementation is going to have, just I'm giving you some brief idea. Maybe we will go into the debugging and I will show you how actually SAP has implemented this particular framework. Okay, so all the all the body here dynamically SAP is going to pass. Okay, because all the body is going to store in some table, right? We have discussed about that. One table we will be having, all the body is going to store over there. All right, so let me show you that table. That table is actually view, just we have seen over here, v underscore ext underscore act. Okay, so from here SAP extracts the data, and one by one the body pass over here, and here under the instance parameter it gets the implementation. Okay, so the one which I have created, their name is this one, Z single use body. So I'm just passing over here hard coding this value. I'm hard coding over here. SAP does not hard code because you know SAP does not know which body we are going to use. So dynamically it will be passing all the body to get instance method of this the class, and in return here we are going to have the instance. Instance means the implementation of the particular body. Okay, so here this instance is nothing but the class in which the code has been written by the developer. Okay, so here that class in return is going to have, right? So in order to capture that class we need to declare one variable. Let's go and declare the variable. So geo, I'm just giving the naming convention as geo, implementation type ref2, and here actually we will have to use what? Can you tell me, the ABAPers, whoever the ABAPers over here, can you tell me what reference we will have to give it over here in order to capture the implementation over here? what SAP has given the reference over here, right? Who will tell? Just write here in the chat box what reference we'll have to give it over here. So the reference over here supposed to be given the interface name. Yeah, very good, Prativa. Awesome. Yes. Type ref to the body interface, because that interface is only going to be used by multiple classes, right? In case of multiple use body, here we are having the single use body. In this case also we are going to create the class, right? So that class is going to use the interface, right? So here the instance which we are going to capture over here, it will be compatible with that interface because that class is going to use the interface, right? So geo underscore imp type ref to what interface name it was. This is the interface name. So I'm just going to use this interface over here. That's it. This much only we'll have to do, and copy this one and paste it over here. So this variable will contain the body implemented class. And now in case of when this particular method is going to get executed, it's going to give the implemented class, and that class is going to have some method. So what method it is going to have? I have used what? I have used the display message method, right? I have used the display message method. So that method I'm just going to, you know, display message, going to use it over here. That's it. Just save it. Okay. Check the syntax. You can see there is no error. And here it's always better practice to enable the exceptions. Let's enable this one. This also I'm just going to enable in case if some problem is there, it will give me the you know message. So I have enabled the exceptions. It will tell me in case of any problem. All right. So now I have checked the syntax, and because my syntax is fine, I'm just activating this program. Now it will be activated, and you can see that now it is activated here, active status. Now just you assume that this is SAP standard program. SAP has written the program and SAP has given you, so this loop and end loop, I'm just going to comment here. It is not required. Okay. Save it. Now you just assume that this is your SAP standard program given by SAP. Now you know that this is the body, and you have to implement your custom functionality. So what you will do that you will use this body in order to implement the custom functionality. All right. So the body implementation will be done through the transaction SE19. Okay. So what we will do that we will go to the SE19 transaction /n SE19. Just go here in SE19 transaction, and from there we will create the implementation. Okay. So it's a bit slow. It's taking more time to open the transaction. Just wait. Yeah. So this is the transaction SE19. Here you can see that you have the option of edit implementation and create implementation. Under the create implementation, because this is the classic body, I will go to the classic body option and single use body. This is the body which is used by that program, and I want to implement the so why I'm implementing this body, because this is the you know just we are assuming that this program is the SAP standard program which we have written over here, and we are not supposed to change directly over here, and you will not be also allowed to change, right? So in order to implement our functionality, we are implementing this body which is already there in that program. Now click on this create button, and here we will give the body implementation name. So Z uh, custom implementation. This is the single use, so just I'm giving single use like this. Z custom implementation single use. Click on this OK, and now the implementation will be created here. Single use implementation demo, and just click on this interface over here, and you can see that automatically one class has been created, right? This is the custom class starting with Z. Double click over here, click on this yes button, and now we will go into that class, and we'll go to the method display underscore message, and we will write some custom code. So whatever our custom requirement is there, we will just write the code inside this method. Going to save as a local object because we don't have to transport. It is a demo system, and you can see that we have navigated to this class. Now click on this display message, and we will go inside the method, and there we will write some piece of code. Come over here, and here I'm going to write simple statement that this is custom implementation, right? Full stop. Just save it and activate it. So I will again go back, and from here also I will activate. So now it is activated. This class is now activated. That means our custom implementation is there in this class, right? But here you can see that implementation will not be called. Why it is telling that implementation will not be called? The reason behind this, because I have not activated this body implementation. So this is the body implementation name. We need to activate it. Click on this activate button, and you can see that body implementation has been activated, and here the status has been changed. Implementation will be called now. Okay, now let's go and run this program, and let us see if it is going to display that message or not. So run this one, and you can see that this is custom implementation, right? From where it is coming? It is coming from this class, the class where we have written this is a custom implementation, right? So it is getting called. It is getting called. So I've just put the breakpoint over there, and I've clicked on F8 button, and now you can see that it's getting stopped. Okay. So this is the single use body, how SAP creates and how the framework is working, right? So this is how it happens. Now, this is the single use body. Now I'm going to create one more implementation of this body, and let us see if it is going to give some error, or what problem we are going to face, because this body, the one which we have created, let me close this one. The one which we have created, the body, that was only the single use body, right? That was only the single use body. Go to SC18 and give the body name single use body. Here you can see that the single use body, but still I'm going to create the another implementation, right? So see, to create the implementation, we have the transaction AC19. From there, we can go and create the another implementation. Suppose if you don't want to go to SE19 and you want to create the implementation from SE18 transaction itself, what you can do, you can click on this enhancement implementation, and from here also you can create the implementation. No need of going to SE19. Okay. But in interview, if your interviewer is asking what are the ways of implementing the body definition, you will have to tell there are two methods. One method, the first method, tell about SE19 because they want to listen SE19. Okay, so tell about SE19. Another way you tell from SE18 transaction itself, from the enhancement implementation menu we will go to the create option, and from there also we can create the body implementation. This is also possible. Click on this create button and here give the implementation name. So second implementation, Z custom implementation, you know, this is the single use. This is the single use, but I'm going to create the another implementation. So I'm just giving the second name. Okay, one I'm giving over here. Now here I will write the second implementation, second implementation of single use body. Okay, and we'll see what kind of problem it is going to give. Click on this interface. Now just save it first, local object, and once it is saved, I will check the syntax. You can see that when I'm checking the syntax, it is not throwing any kind of error, right? It does not contain any error. Another class also got created ending with one now, right? Double click over there and go and write some piece of code. Here I will write that this is second implementation, full stop. Activate this one, activate. And now I will go back, and from there also we will activate. So it's taking some time. Just to go back, and from here also we'll activate. So now everything is activated. Okay, just go back once again, and here you can see that implementation is inactive. Because it is inactive, it is telling implementation will not be called. So what I will do, I will click once again on this active business ID implementation so that it will be activated. You can see that when I'm trying to activate, it's telling there are already implementation active. Why? The reason behind this body is a single use body. At a time, only one implementation can be active. Okay. So suppose if you want to activate the second implementation, you will have to first deactivate the first implementation. So the first implementation I'm going to, deactivate. So I went to enhancement implementation, and here this was my first one. You can see that it is showing in the yellow color. So we will come over here, double click over here and deactivate. Okay. So go to the implementation name over here and go into change mode. Okay. And once I will go into the change mode, it these two option is coming, right? From here you deactivate. Okay. So now implementation will not be called, deactivated, inactive. Now you can go and try activating the second one. Okay. So enhancement implementation overview, the second one, this one I have created, right? Now we will go and try to activate. Click on this change button and now try to activate. Okay, so now if you will try to activate, it will not give you the error. Okay, you can see that body implementation has been activated. Why this time it is not giving the error? Because the one which was already implemented, I have gone there and deactivated. So at one point of time, only one implementation will be active. Okay, so if you have the single implementation, then only one implementation can be activated at one point of time, right? Now if you just run this program, you can see this is the second implementation. Now the second implementation is getting called, right? Whichever the active, it's going to get a call. If you want to dig deeper inside, put the breakpoint over here. Here also you can put the breakpoint. Now press F8 and see how it's working. We are getting the instance by passing this body, right? When we are passing the body, implementation is coming in this variable. You can see that ZCL ex underscore single use body. This class is getting called. Okay, inside this class, it is going to call this I don't know, display underscore message, and this is a part of framework. You can see that this is a part of framework. And when internally the code is written dynamically, this class is generated by SAP, right? We have not created this class. If you see here ZCL underscore ex underscore single use body, we have not created the class. We have created class, which one? ZCL IM. It was IM over there, the one which we have created, ZCL underscore IM. This is ZCL underscore example underscore single use body. This class is known as the example class. Okay, this is for SAP use. SAP use this class in order to execute the framework, right? So here you can see that. And now what will happen, that this framework will call the class which we have created. Okay, so just I will show you. You can see that from here, now our class will be called. See here, our class is coming over here. ZCL IM custom single implement, a single one. This is the one which is currently active, right? So the piece of code over here, just it is checking which implementation is active, and whatever the active implementation is there, just here wide casting over here, this is the wide casting operator they have used, right? And from here it's going to call the display underscore message is my method, right? So see how the dynamically code is generated, and it's going to call this is the second implementation, and this is how it works. So you got some idea how it's going to work now. Okay, now we will see how the multiple implementation work in a multiple use body. Okay, single use body you understood. Okay, let's go and create the. Okay, I'm having some question over here. Can a single use implementation convert to a? Yes, we can use. We can convert. So let me convert it. The same single use body I'm going to convert. Okay, so I will not have to create one more body to show you. So simple change, what we'll have to do, go to SC18, right? Z single use body, click on this change button and select this button. That's it, multiple use. Just save it. Okay, so now this body is your multiple use body. This much only we'll have to do. Okay, now just go to the implementation part, right? Display, click on this display. So you have two over here, right? Click on this. Now multiple use it is showing, right? So everything, just to make sure that it will work smoothly, because I have changed the existing body to multiple use body. What I will do, that I will go into change mode, and once again, you know I will deactivate and activate once again, so that everything will take place at the right place, right? Everything will be right. So I have just deactivated and activated. This is the second implementation was there, right? Second implementation. The first implementation, now if we will go and activate, it will not throw you the error. It will work seamlessly. It will work, nicely. Go there, and this was the first implementation, right? Second implementation I have activated, that's why it became yellow, right? Go to the first implementation and go into change mode and try to activate. Earlier when it was the single use body, it was giving the error, but now let's go and try. You can see that it is not giving any error, and it's telling that it has been activated. Why? So two implementation is now activated. You can have n number of implementation in case of multiple use, right? More than one implementation you can have in case of multiple use. It is not giving any error. So the same body I have converted into the multiple use, but the body, which is the SAP standard body, you will not be able to change that one, and that is also, you know that will not be possible. So if SAP has given the multiple use body, then only will be able to, you know create the multiple implementation. Now the two body has been activated. So now when you are going to run this program, what will happen that it will give you both the output, right? Because it's going to call both the implementation, right? So going to remove this breakpoint and press F8. This is second implementation. It's telling it's supposed to, you know call both the body. Why it's not displaying? Let me check if both the body is activated or not. Implementation will be called, that's fine. Just go here and go here, both is active, right? Once again I will go and activate. No, loop is not required, Tushar. Okay, loop is not required. Let me check what is the problem. Here single use body, that's fine. This is also okay. Implementation overview. One by one we will go to the implementation and activate once again. Go here and now go to this implementation second, change this one, activate once again, implementation will be called, right? So both is in yellow, that's perfectly fine. Now close this one and let's run. So both the output I'm expecting actually, right? It's not showing. Let me close this one, and once again I'm going to log in into the system and I will try, because it is supposed to call both. No, Tushar, it is not required to call, that is not required. I will show you some problem is there, that this is not the loop related problem. There is something else. It seems it is not properly activated. We will debug it. Okay. So go implementation display message. It looks fine. Run this one. This is second implementation. I'll put the breakpoint on both and we will see that whether it's going the control over there or not. Okay. So go there and /n SC18 we will go. Give the body name, the one which we have created. Go to overview from here itself and we'll put the breakpoint on both the classes. So display message, I'll put the breakpoint. Put the breakpoint. This is the second implementation. Now just go back and go back once again. Go to overview, and here the first implementation. Click on this display message. This is the custom implementation I have written. Okay, put the breakpoint over here, and now run this program and see how it's working. Okay, it's going to the second implementation. Fine. So it's not going, the control is not going at all over there. Okay, see what's getting wrong. So something is not properly activated, it looks like that. So size of RC is 0 over here. G underscore implementation here, this is perfect. Go here, and now F5. Then this is fine. Create filter, this is also okay. Now go here, instance by table 2 is coming over here, both, right? This is what we have implemented. Correct implementation name, that's perfectly fine. Go here. Now this is valid, that's fine. Instance filter cache. Okay, so here the second one, it is not considering, some problem is there. Implemented class, and this is fine. Active XX, this is also released. So let us check why it's not then coming over here. Okay, F6, come over here, this one, this is now fine. Implementation switch ABAP, that's okay. Second implementation, it's calling. Okay, so we understood what is the problem, right? Let me show you what is the problem. Directly come over here. So this framework is not considering both the implementation. It is supposed to consider both the implementation. So here, this code till here it is fine. Press F8 and exit object. It is taking both the implementation, right? You can see that both the implementation it is considering over here. Here we will just see why it's not coming inside. Here, and this is true. Filter cache object, this is fine. Here it is coming from this exit. Something is wrong. It should not come out from this exit, you know because it's coming out from this exit. So it will come out from this loop and it will come over here, right? And it is not going back again over here. So let me do one thing. This is SAP standard behavior. I We don't have time much to do the research. I will quickly create one more body, okay, and we'll check if something is, you know, going to wrong with the existing one. So I'm going to create one fresh body with the multiple use. Z multiple use body demo. Click on this create button. From here actually we'll have to create, go to utility and create classic body. Multiple use is already selected. Multiple use demo. Now click on the save button. Local object, and go to this interface. Here give one method. I'm going to give test method. Name of the method I'm just giving test. instance method, just save it and activate it. Activated. Now just go back, and this body is now created. We are going to create the implementation. This is the multiple use, right? Go to SE19 classic body, or from there also we can, uh, create the implementation. So here I'm coming, and Z custom IMPL one, I'm giving the custom implementation one. Click on this OK button, and then go to the implementation one. I'm just going to write implementation one. Click on the save button, and then local object, go to the interface, go to this method, and here I'm going to write some code. So implementation one, full stop, save it, copying this code, activate it, go back, and sorry, I forgot to activate the class globally. Activate. This two was not activated properly. Now it is activated. Okay. If you have doubt that whether your class is properly activated or not, go to the object navigator, right click over here, and activate from here everything whatever required, active object generated. Now it's good. Now just go back and create another implementation. Okay, so one implementation I have created. Again, I'm going to create the second implementation. So jet custom implementation one is already created. Now creating the second implementation, and here second implementation. Click on this test, click on this yes, local object, and I have already copied the code from there, control V. Implementation 2, just save it and activate it. Now go back, activate this one. This class also need to be activated. Go here in order to make sure that everything is activated properly. Go back, and here you can see that implementation will not be called. I'm going to activate this implementation. Now just go back. We'll go once again SE18, and we will see all the implementation is active or not. You can see that the first implementation is not active, only the second is active, right? Because it is in not yellow. Double click over here and see here implementation will not be called. Go into change mode, and click on this active. Now it is fine, right? Just go back, and from here you can see both the implementation is now active because this is in yellow color. Now go to the program SC38, and this is the program. Here only just you will have to give the name of this body. Okay, I'm just changing the program, and here the interface for this body what we have used, that interface will have to give here. That's it. One more change we'll have to do. Here I have given the name of the method test. Okay, so just give the test method. Activate this one, activate this one, run this one without breakpoint, and let us see how its output is. You can see that here it's working fine. Implementation 1 and implementation 2 both is getting called, right? So it seems with the first because earlier we have used that particular body for single use body, and we have change that body to the multiple use. That's why it seems something, something is not properly activated. That also works. I have used many times. That also works. Here it seems something is not properly activated. So you can change the single use body to multiple use also. Just need to check, once or twice, just deactivate, activate. That will start working. you know so that is not a problem. Here it's working fine, right? We have just created one another body with multiple use, and implementation one and implementation two both is getting called. I will show you in debugging also. Here it's going to consider both the class, all right? And I'll put the breakpoint there also in that both the classes. So go to the implementation overview, go to implementation one first, come over here and put the breakpoint. This is the implementation one. Go back and we'll put the breakpoint on the implementation two now. So implementation two, go to this class, go to the method test, and then put the here. So at both the point we have put the breakpoint. Now go to the program and run this one. You can see that this time both the breakpoint will be triggered. Okay. So you can see the implementation one, all right? That implementation of one method test is getting called over here. And again, I'm pressing F8 and you can see that second implementation also is getting called, right? Let's dig deeper little, press F8 and see how it's working. Press F8, press F5, go here. That instance filter cache, it is having 0 as of now. That's fine. Here, come, and here you will be having two. Yeah, that's the two we have, right? The implementation one and implementation two. That is fine. F6, and here, yeah, here it's coming, right? That is fine, that is okay. And here this time both the implementation is going to call. Earlier in the previous case it was going into the exit. Maybe something is not properly activated. That also works, right? And here implementation one is getting called and implementation two. So this is how the multiple use body works. Now if you have any question at this point of time, just let me know, because the next topic is filter body. How filter body works, I'm going to show that one. So if you have any question at this point of time, feel free to ask. Raise your hand, I will unmute you. Okay, if you have any question till here. Ahmad, you have any question? Your hand is raised, please feel free to ask. I'm just going to unmute you. Yeah, Ahmad.
No, I'm sorry, it was from the previous series. I
Okay,
should drop that.
fine, no problem. Anyone is having any question in case of multiple use body? Any ABAPers mainly from technical point of view? Yeah, Hitesh, please go ahead.
Okay, what will be a real case where you create like custom baddie? Like, can you give me some like real time example?
Yeah, here it will not be possible, but I will show you. Okay, I will show you. Maybe I will create a one separate dedicated video, because that's going to take the time. Whenever you have to achieve the dynamic functionality, so I will prepare one use case, a real-time example for this particular, uh, when you can use this one, right? As of now, just to understand, whenever you have to achieve the multiple, multiple behavior, you can use this body concept over there. Okay, any other question apart from this? This is a good question. It will take time, Hitesh. I will prepare a video of a separate video on this. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's do one thing. Let's have 5 minutes of break and we'll meet by 8:40. It's 8:34 now, so we'll meet by 8:39, and then we will be having in the next session completely about the filter body. Okay, very interesting. So let's have a quick break and then we will meet by 8:39. Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now let's start once again our session and we are going to talk about the filter body. Okay, so one of the very important filter body is FI underscore tax underscore body underscore 011. So if any one of you is from finance background, you must be aware about this body. Very important body, very frequently used. Okay, so for any particular country, if you want to implement the custom behavior specific to the country, this is the body we generally use, right? Let's go and observe this body. Go to this transaction AC18 slash n AC18 and here give this body, click on this display button, and here you can see that it's a multiple use body and filter dependent body, right? And here you can see that the filter type is land one. How it's going to work actually? Here, if you press F1, okay, and if you see the documentation, you will understand from there that this is nothing but a data element. We know what is a data element. So if you just read it carefully, that is nothing but a data element. See here, the filter type describes the type of data that is valid as a filter value for a business ident definition. The system decides which active body implementation to execute based on this filter value. The filter type is specified in the body definition view, transaction AC18. It is an existing data element. Okay, it is an existing data element, right, of character type with a maximum length of 30. You can have maximum length 30 of that data type, which has a search help, a domain with fixed value, or a domain with a value table. So the important point over here is the 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 value which you are going to give over here must be a data element of character data type. Okay, must be of data element of character data type, and that character data type can have the maximum length 30 only. So this is the important point over here. Why this filter type? The filter type will work, this filter type will be used in order to filter the criteria. So you can see that this is the tax related body. So suppose for India, the way of calculating the tax is going to be different. So what we will do, that we will create a custom class for India, and there we will, here you can see that here what is the method: append tax item and set flags. So in this append tax item, we are going to create in our way of calculation of tax specific to the country, right? So multiple implementation we are going to create, so one implementation is specific to one country. Okay, so here let me show you if someone has created. You can see that here SAP itself has created the, for HR, this is the country. For SI, CS, these are the name of the country. For HR, this is how the tax calculation is. This is SI, how the tax calculation is. This is the CS, how the tax calculation is. Custom implementation also we can have, right? So for each country, different implementation is there. For Romania, right, this is RS, I think Russia, different is there, right? So this is what we have, the filter body. One more example we have for the filter body, which is again this one. This is a popular one, that is notif event save. Notif event save, this one. Okay, notif event save. When this body is going to be used, this body is going to be used when you are going to create the plant maintenance notification, or when you are going to create the quality notification, or any kind of notification when you are going to maintain, and when you are going to click on the save button, then this body implementation is going to get triggered. What you understood over here? If you will, if you are going to implement this body, I will show you how to implement the body. Will How to implement this body. Okay, but first let's understand when this body we can use. When you are going to create any kind of notification, whether it is a plant maintenance notification or it is a quality notification, there are several kind of notification. Okay, so when you create the notification and click on the save button, and if you want to change the notification data which you want to save, in that case this body can be used. Let's go and see what's the T code for creating the plant maintenance notification. Who will tell? Any functional over here who knows the T code for plant maintenance notification, PM notification? Just right here in the chat box. We will go and we will try to implement the PM notification. When we are going to click on the save button, then it should trigger. Just right here in the chat box, for PM notification, what is the T code? So for PM notification, IW21 is the T code. What is the T code? IW21. Go here, this IW21. Plant maintenance notification. There are several different types of notification for plant maintenance. One is real estate notification. Another is the maintenance request, malfunction report, activity report, IHS notification. Several notification you are having over here. Let's suppose this, the first one I'm going to select, real estate. Click on this, you know, uh, enter. I'm just keep on pressing the enter. I'm going to give some data over here, demo, data, data, and some text over here, text one here, cause text. So something just I'm putting it over here. Maybe function location we can select from this drop down, and randomly I'm going to select something over here, description, demo data, all right? And I'm going to click on the save button, all right? You can see that this notification is now saved, right? Now, what I want, we want to implement our custom implementation. When you are going to click on the save button while creating the notification, you have some custom requirement that whatever the data we are passing over here, this data you want to change, this data, or maybe some, every time when you are going to click on the save button, some fixed description you want to pass, or some function location based upon some criteria. There can be any kind of requirement, right? There can be n number of requirement, that custom requirement you want to implement, right? That custom requirement you want to implement. So first you should know what is the, what is the relevant body, how to identify. So you know how to identify the body. Go to the SE24 and CL exit handler. Just go to this class, click on this display button, then go to the method get instance, and then get class name by interface, right? Click on this breakpoint over here, and now select this and give some description, test or something like that. Test, 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 everywhere test I'm just giving. Click on the save button, right? And you will see that we have to identify the name of the body at save. So copy this one, go to this notepad, control V, instant authority check, all right? Then press F8, and this is the body. We are just noting it down, what are the important body which we have. Press F8. This is the body. When you are clicking on the save button, this is again WOC, it seems FL determined. Okay, we have already noted it down. Press F8 once again. IW1 work center change. So whenever you are going to change some work center, for that purpose, this is the body. Notification cost collector. So this is for notification cost collector. Notif event save, right? This is the body which is very important for my requirement. Okay, whenever I'm going to save the notification data, what I want to pass some specific data, right? So similarly, you can keep on noting down all this body, and from there you can, and if you want to just read out the documentation, each one you can just simply copy and click on this slash so SC18, go to the body definition, right? Slash n SC18, and here just display that body, right? and here documentation, click on this documentation. You will be able to see if the documentation is available. You can just read it out from here. Right, so here business ID, when saving notification data, the business ID can be used for any notification type: maintenance notification, QM notification, CS notification, claim, all. So you will get overview from here. You can go to AC18 and from there display the body and click on this documentation. You will get some idea for what purpose this body, or just simply go and Google it out. You will get a lot of information from there. Both the way you can use, right? So notif event post, see here, while posting the notification, that is the body. Okay, so press F8, notif cost calculate. So whenever you want to uh, uh, cost center, it seems, I'm not sure what is this cost for. Okay, but you function people really, they can easily relate for what purpose actually, right? So I have just noted it down. This is for my use, notif event safe. Let's go and create the implementation. This is the filter dependent body. How I came to know that this is a filter dependent body? From the definition. I went over here and I saw that it's a filter dependent body and it's a single use only, right? At one time, you can have single implementation only for this. Uh, Sorry. Uh, yeah, so filter dependent body, you can see that QMART, right? Filter dependent body. So if you have the filter dependent body, you can create a specific to a filter. I will show you over here. Means filter dependent body will be always, for example, over here, let's go first create and then I will show you in practical itself how it's going to behave. Okay, so you can go to SC19 transaction, or from here itself, you just click on this create and so implementation one. So Z notif custom implementation one. Okay, click on this OK button. And because it's the filter dependent body, what I want that, I want to trigger specific to this any notification type, right? So for example, over here slash OIW21, here you can see that I1, M1, M2, M3 OS, these are the 5 types of notification. Suppose for a specific to any notification, you want to trigger the body. For example, I1, I want to trigger the body. Whenever real estate notification you are going to save, at that point of time, you have some custom requirement. You want to implement that. So what you will do that here, earlier it was like this. You click on this plus button, it will come this one, right? And you can see that here the filter type QMART, notification type is there. For what kind of notification you want to get trigger this body? So I want for L1 notification. So let's search for L1 over here. You will find, you can see that I think I1, it's real estate I1. So select this one, I1. So now this body implementation will be called for this notification I1. It will not call for any other one, right? So here uh, body implementation for I1. Okay, just save it. Local object. Go to interface, and here you can see that change data at save. This is the method, right? In this body, the body which we are using over here, it is having interface this one, and this interface is having this method change data at save. So if you want to change the data at the time of save, This is the method. Only one method is there, right? Just double click on this and go and write the code. Okay, so your custom requirement, you can write it over here. You can have several lines of code based upon your requirement. Just I have clicked, just I have double clicked over here. The system is navigating to the method change data at save of this class. It's taking some time. Let's wait for a moment. We'll go and write some piece of code. Okay. Yeah, we have come over here. I'm simply now going to put the breakpoint just to make sure that whether this breakpoint is getting triggered or not. Once this breakpoint starts getting triggered, I will analyze what are the data we are getting over here, and based upon my requirement, we'll go and write the code, right? So here you can see that import parameter. What's the import parameter we are getting? Filter value is underscore t365 is underscore tq80. Just activate this one. Go back. Let me go once again to the class, and I need to activate once again because it's not properly activated. Okay, go to the object navigator, and from here I will activate. So make sure that the class which you have created is properly activated. Right click over here and activate from here. See here, this two CINC object and CINC object, both is not activated. Now it is properly activated. Okay, just go back, and I have already put the breakpoint over there. Right now go and create IW21. Okay, so here I'm going to select the notification type M1. What do you think for notification type M1? Should my implementation get trigger or not? Is it supposed to get trigger? Who will tell? You know, for this is a PM notification. Just a second. I have to go to IW21. Yeah, let me close. So many sessions are open. Yes. Okay. So now you just tell me for M1 notification type, is it supposed to trigger? Who will tell? Is it supposed to trigger? No. Very good, Pratibha. It will not trigger. Why? Because the implementation which we have created over here is for the implementation which we have created is for I1, right? Is for I1. So where we have created the implementation, this is the implementation which we have created. Z notif custom implementation one, right? You can see that it is not in yellow. That means implementation is not activated. See, it is not activated. Let's activate first. Okay, go into the change mode and click on this activate. Yeah, now implementation will be called. Okay, and here you can see that it's a I1. Here I have given the filter I1. That means for notification type, filter type is QMAIT. This is a data element, right? It's going to tell for what kind of notification type this implementation should trigger. And this implementation is having what class? This is a class which we have created, right? So it's going to trigger only for this I1 notification. And because we are giving over here M1, so when you are going to click on the save button, it's it will not go and trigger, right? It will not go and trigger. So just click on the save button. You can see that notification got created, but it didn't trigger. On the other hand, if we're going to create the real estate notification, you will observe that it will go and it will go and hit. Okay, so just write here something test. I'm just giving test and test. This is already there, some test and test. Now click on the save button. So this time it will trigger. Why? Because you can see that ABAP debugger is starting. Why? The reason behind that is for this filter body, I have given the criteria get trigger this filter body when the notification type is I1. And if you have observed, I have given the notification type I1, right? That's why it is getting triggered. Now, once again, because you have to implement your custom requirement, you will have to analyze the data, right? So you may require to change some data while saving any kind of notification data you want to save. So let's go and check what kind of data you are getting over there. So here where you will see the data, what you will do that better go to the desktop 3 over here and go to the local variable. Go to the local variable, so you will be able to see the import parameter. So you can see that this is the import parameter, this is the import parameter, this is the import parameter. So filter value is I1, right? Because this is the I1, that's why it is going to hit. It's hitting because this implementation we have created for I1. All right, here you can see this is the data you are getting. 800 is the mandatory, T code is IW21. I don't know what is this AKTYP. These are the functional terminology. I'm not aware about this, but you have all this data. If you want to change this data, whatever you are having, and if you want to update some table, or if you want to save in some custom table, you can take this data, you can manipulate this data, and then you can save it. Okay, so here you can write the code. This is what we have the structure. Another structure is this one where you are getting all this I1. I think this only I have open. uh, the second one, yeah, it looks like here you can see that so many so many different data we are having. So based upon your requirement, just you can manipulate and you can write the code over here. The important point over here is, now suppose you wanted you know to get this implementation trigger for another notification type also. So what you will do, you will go into the change mode and just click on this change mode. Hmm, let me do one thing, close this one, close once again, log in. Yeah, it's already there. /n sc18, body name is this one. Go to enhancement implementation and go into change. This is what we have created, Jet Notif custom implementation 1. Click on this OK button, and now implementation will be called, right? You can see that I want to change. Suppose if you want to change, right, here the plus button should come, here the save button should come, right? Nothing is coming. Why? Neither save button is coming nor plus button is coming. How I will change the existing implementation? Anyone? Anyone here would like to tell how you can change the existing implementation? What is the process of changing the existing implementation? Question is how to change the existing implementation. Suppose if you want to change. Okay, I'm getting some response over here. We need to inactive. Very good, Tushar. Yes, perfect. Very good. So what you will have to do, first you will have to deactivate the implementation. So go and click on this deactivate. You can see that now plus button is coming, this save button also enabled. Click on this plus button once again and select the one for which you want. So let's go and check in IW21/O IW21, and here click on this search option. It's getting hanged. Just a second. Yeah. So M1, M2, M3 we have. So let's suppose I want to add M1, M2. All right. So two more I want to add, M1 and M2. For M1, just M1 and one more, suppose if you want to. So I want, this implementation to get called for I1, M1 and M2. So whatever you want, to get it called, everything you will have to add it over here. So it was M1 and M2 and I1. I1 just went down over here. Yeah, here you can see that I1, M1 and M2, right? I1, M1. Just save it and activate it. Okay, you can see that implementation will be called. Now just go here and select the M1 and this time, and let us see if it's hitting or not. Okay, test, give some functional location, and then we have so many things: work centered, user responsible, let's try saving over here. If it is asked for some mandatory thing, we will give, click on this save. Okay, fine, nothing, no mandatory thing or something like that. You can see that it's hitting the breakpoint, right? So what we have selected for M1, and now it's hitting the breakpoint. Why? Because if you just realize over here, if you just go and check what is this IW21, and that is the M1, right? QM type is 01, and it represents that M1. Okay, so let me check over here that filter value. Here you can see that M1 is the filter value, and here that value is M1, QMART, M1, right? So this filter value is matching with this QMART value. That's why it has come into this one. Similarly, if you try with M2 also, it will go and hit for M2. Give M2, because for M2 in filter criteria we have given the M2 as well, right? So just I'm giving some text and click on the save button, and you can see that again it's going and hitting over there. Why? Because we have mentioned over there I1, M1 and M2. Similarly, if you give the I1 also, it will go and hit for I1 also, right? But if you give anything apart from I1, M1 or M2, for example, suppose if we're going to give M3 or OS, IHS notification, it will not hit, right? Number range, some customization issue is there. Let me close this, go once again, IW21, and use M3, okay? For M3, it will not go and hit because we have not used that one, right? M3, click on the save button, and you can see that it didn't go over there and didn't hit. So this is what the meaning of filter body. It will filter the value and it will check whatever the criteria you have given, it's going to match with that or not. If it is getting match, it will trigger, otherwise it will not trigger. That's the concept of filter body. Okay. This filter body is also applicable for QM notification maintenance. Means if you just go simply over here, that QM01 transaction, you know, Prativa is having one question that she's asking, can we put multiple fields in filter type? No, only one data element you can use at a time. Okay, so multiple field is not possible. Okay, so here, for example, I will just show you, go to SCA10, and if you see the tags also on this body notif event save, you can see that you have only filter type QMART option, right? Only one option you are having over here. Similarly, if you go and check for FI tags by D011, you can see that only one option you are having over here, land one, right? So you will not be able to use the multiple, you know, multiple fields in one go. That is not possible. One option over here, that enhanceable, we will discuss it about this. What is this enhanceable? But first, let's try to understand the things over here, what we are talking about. Yeah, the quality notification. Okay, so for maintaining any kind of notification, this is the body we can use. So for QM01 also, there is very simple. Let me show you quickly. If you go to the QM01, and here you can see that this is the notification for quality maintenance QM. So F1, F2, F3, Q1, Q2, Q3, right? Customer complain, all these things. So for this also, this is the same way. The same body you are having, you can go and search. You can put the breakpoint in CL exit handler, get instance, get class name by interface over there, and you will keep on noting down. Then you will see that once upon a time you will get this notif event save also. That means this body is also applicable for QM notification. If you want to get trigger your body for this Q1, Q2, or Q3, you will have to give it over there, right? Suppose if you want to create the multiple implementation of this body, it will not be possible because it's not the multiple use body. Let's go and try creating this one. Okay, however, we have already seen, right? Let me quickly show you. Notification event save. Suppose if you want to create one more, here you can just see that. Click on this create button and jet notif custom impl 2 custom implementation 2. Okay, so okay, because this is the filter dependent body, it will allow you. Though it's not the multiple use, because it's the filter dependent, based upon the filter you can have. So by default, filter dependent body, you can have the multiple implementation. I will show you, it will not throw any error. All right, so for example, uh, for quality notification, QM notification, you want to create the implementation. Okay, so now click on this plus button over here and select Q1. Okay, and now select this for Q2 and Q3 also. If you want, you can just do it. I'm just selecting Q1 and Q2. Just save it, a local object, click on this interface and change same interface, same method, right? Come over here, double click on this, and right here the breakpoint, save it. I just want to show you over here how it's going to work actually. All right, save it, and then come over here, activate this one once again. Just go back, go into change mode, and now this is the notif. Okay, go to implementation. So implementation 2, right? It's not active. Just uh, go into change mode and activate this one. Okay, oh, it's telling that there are already implementations active for this filter value. Just a second, it seems something implementation will not be called. Okay, environment, just go back, implementation, overview. You can see that another implementation at same time is activated. For this, it is telling that already, you know, for Q1 or Q2. Okay, here you can see that. Uh, okay, this one another notification, you know, one another implementation is already active. Is this body will used other than finance queue? I mean, it can be used in MM and SD as well. I think we can use for any kind of notification for SOST also. I think we can use this one. Need to check over there. We can directly, you know, how to check. We know we can put the breakpoint, right? We can create. We can put the breakpoint over there for what purpose, for whatever purpose you want to check, right? And you just check whether this body is coming over there or not. When we are listing it down over here, just check if it is coming over there. We can use it for sure. Okay, fine. So now you can see over here that you can see over here that, you know, because already that Q1 we are using in another, you know, implementation. So how I came to know that we are using over here, you can see that here already in this implementation ZBK test TNFF, in this implementation which is already active, Q1 is already used over here. That's why it is not allowing over here. So what I will do, I will remove the Q1, I will use Q2 and Q3, because Q2 and Q3 is not anywhere over here, right? Come over here, and in the implementation part, again I will go to the implementation, custom implementation 2, and go to the properties, go into change mode, and now here, you know, what it was, go to SC19 once again. I'm just opening one another transaction. Sorry, I want to display. Okay, I want to display, paste it over here. This is the one. No, let's go from SC18. That is the better. From there we'll get the overview. Put this one, click on this enhancement overview, and already Q1 is there. So I have to remove the Q1 from here. Okay, remove from here, just save it and activate this one. So now it's active. You can see that it got activated, right? Earlier, because Q1 was already used in some another, right? And which will not make sense also, right? Because why it will not make sense? This is the filter dependent body, and the meaning of filter dependent body means the whatever the notification type is here, specific to this notification type, only one implementation should be there, right? If you have the multiple implementation for one notification type, that will not make sense. That's right, because already for Q1 one another implementation is active, it will not allow you to activate it over here, right? So this is the filter dependent body, how it's going to work. Any question in this? If you have, just feel free to ask, feel free to discuss over here if you have any question for this filter dependent body. Any question is welcome. Okay, so you understood how the filter dependent body is going to work. Now how SAP creates this. So it's very simple. I will quickly show you how SAP creates the filter dependent body. Go to AC18, right? Give this Z filter dip body and click on this utility, go to create classic body, use this filter dependent body, filter dependent body, and now just save it. Here you'll have to use the data element for filter dependent. For example, For example, suppose I want to give some country specific, right? So for country, what we have the data element, right? LAND1 is the data element for country. Suppose for language, what is the data element for language? SPRAS, right? SPRAS. So whatever your wish, based upon your requirement, you can give the filter type over here. I'm giving the language key over here. Okay, save it. Local object interface. uh, in this interface, just give some method over here. Display message level instance. Display message. Save it and activate it. Activate it. You can see that the method parameter of interface ZIF must be changed, right? Very important information. I will show you what's the meaning of this. Okay, you can see that it is now activated, right? Just go back. This definition Z filter body is now your body created, right? Now your body is created. Now you want to implement this body into your program. So SAP has created the body. Now SAP is going to create some program, and in that program SAP wants to use this filter dependent body. So /n SE38, right? Go into change mode, and everything is going to be same. Just here, you'll have to pass the body name. Okay, and here, because the body we are having that different, right? So what you will have to do it over here, you will have to use the interface of the body. So let's go and use that interface. So go into display. This is the interface. Give that interface so that we will collect the object over here, right? Now it is fine. And here we have the, you'll have to, you'll have to call the method, right? So go to the pattern. From here we are taking the help of pattern in order to call the method. So how I did, I went over here, click on this pattern, click on this ABAP object patterns, and then click on this OK. It's taking some time, just wait. Yeah. And now what is the instance? Here you can see that geo underscore imp is instance. Give the geo underscore imp. Interface name, what is the interface name? Interface name is the one which we have used. Give the interface name, and the method, only one method is there, right? Display underscore message. So it will populate display underscore message. Click on this OK. You can see that automatically the filter value is coming from here, right? So when we will be creating the implementation for whatever the implementation, for whatever the value we will create the implementation, it's going to trigger only for those value, right? So here in this program, I'm going to use the parameters p underscore, this is the filter value, right? What is the filter value? If you remember that I have used over there the language spras, right? So type spras, just save it and give here p underscore lang. Give here p underscore lang. Control V. Check the syntax now. You can see that it's giving you the error. Method display underscore message does not have any parameters, right? So you'll have to verify whether it is having the parameters or not. Okay. Double click over here. Click on this yes button. Click on this display message. Click on this parameter. You have the parameter. Still, why it's giving the error? Why it's giving the error? The reason behind this, it is not properly activated. One information message it was showing, right? I told you that this information message is important, right? it is not properly activated. So how to properly activate? First, you close all the extra session, otherwise, you know, you will be in trouble. So whenever it is there in the parameter, right? But still we are getting the error. So why we are getting the error? In order to avoid that error, what we'll have to do, first close all the session, close all the session. Okay, important point, you will have to close all the session, otherwise it may not work properly, right? So now check the syntax again, it's giving the error, right? So go to that interface and we will properly activate. That's it only, that is what we'll have to do. Go into the change mode, go into the change mode. Here the class interface can only be edited using by body builder, because this interface belongs to the body. You are supposed to activate or change through the body builder only. What's the transaction for body builder? AC18. Okay, go to AC18, go to jet filter body, go into the change mode, right? And go to the interface, click on this interface name, and now you can see that you are here in the display mode. Here it's telling active, implemented, everything, but it is not properly active and implemented. You will have to regenerate it, you will have to reactivate it. Reactivate, right? Let us see if the problem is solved or not. Go to slash OSE38, go into change mode, click on this check button. Still it's giving the problem, right? Go to utility, because again it's giving the problem. I'm going to repair this interface. Go to utility, and you have over here regenerate sections. Click on this regenerate sections, and you can see that it's taking some time. It's regenerating this interface. Okay, once it will regenerate, we will again go and check. Okay, now actually that error should not come. Check the syntax, it's again not working, it's again not working, and now there is no problem, right? So it's a matter of time. What I did, I went over here into utility section, regenerate sections, I have clicked, it is now regenerated. And I came over here, and now I'm checking the syntax, and now system is able to identify that everything is perfect, right? So now it is fine. Now activate this program. Now what is the problem? Check the syntax once again. Okay, once again it's giving the error. Why? Once again it started giving the error. Okay, not an issue. So sometimes it happens with the SAP. It's not a new thing, so nothing to worry. I will again correct it. Okay, check the syntax now. Display message. Again, it's giving this error. Why? P underscore lang. This parameter. Okay, let's go and check once again. Once again, I'm going to regenerate. Repaired successfully. This is fine. Check the syntax. Syntax. That's fine. Go here. Just save it. Okay, come. Now some problem is there. It looks like geo underscore implementation, p underscore lang we are passing over here. That is fine. Yeah, now there is no error. So you can see that this behavior, this is a this is a strange behavior. Sometimes it happens with SAP. This is unwanted, but you can see that now I didn't do anything. It's working fine, right? No syntax error. I don't know why it happens. Now let's try to activate. Again, it's giving the error. Let us see. Display message does not have any parameters. I'm going to activate it forcefully, and let us see what happens. Activate from here. Okay. No syntax error found. I have just activated forcefully, and now we'll go and create the program, right? So we have already this program over here. Now we are going to create the implementation. Let's go and quickly create the implementation for this body. Z uh, filter implementation. Click on this OK button and click on this display. Filter body implementation. Properties, and here click on this plus button. I want it to trigger for English language only. Okay, so I have selected the English language, right? And one more language I'm going to select Arabic. Okay, Arabic and English. Just save it, local object, and come over here in this class, go to the implementing class, come over here, and then right here, yeah, that this implementation is only for English and Arabic language. Save it, activate it, go back and activate here also, and go back, and implementation will not be called. I want to, activate this implementation. Implementation will be called. Implementation is now activated. Now let's go and run this one and let us see if it's going to hit or not. So it's giving some error. Let us see what is the error. It's telling display message does not have any parameters. Okay, come once again. AC38, going to change mode, get the temporary version. This is fine. There is no syntax error, but while running this one, add parameters to, it's already there, it is. It's already there. You can see that it's already there. If you go to the filter implementation, here you can see that filter value type express, it's already there. Still it's throwing the error, you know. So this is one problem. You can see that its interface is inactive, right? This is inactive. Activate this one, you know. So it takes some time actually, it takes some time. You will have to come after some 5 or 10 minutes or twice, thrice, and now the problem will be solved. All right. So it is a strange problem. I don't know why it happens, or it takes some maybe some job runs, or I don't know exactly how the in background system works, but this is one problem. All right. Go to the program now. Go back from here and check the syntax wise it's fine, and activate, and this time it got activated, right? It's not throwing any error. Now it will work fine. Just press F8 and you can see that it's working fine. Give the value over here. For English, for English, I have created the implementation. So if you run, you can see that this implementation is only for English and Arabic. So for English it is working, and for Arabic AR I'm passing, for Arabic also it will work, right? But if you just run for French, it will not work, right? You can see that nothing is happening. For French, nothing is happening. So suppose, you know, uh, if uh, if this is not going to get called, right? Nothing is going to get called. In that case, how we will identify that if something is not going to get called? Uh, So maybe you can put the breakpoint over here and see how the system is working. So for French, no, for English, it's going to call, right? So display message, right? For English we are passing and coming over here, that's fine. For Arabic, this is also okay. This implementation only for English and Arabic language, right? It's working. But for French, it's not going because that implementation we have not done for French, right? So it's working perfectly fine. Suppose if there is no implementation for this French, right, and you want to implement some by default functionality, right? What actually I'm trying to tell over here, for English we have implemented, right? For English we have implemented. Let's remove it, and it's coming over here. For Arabic also it's coming over here, right? But for French, you want to just display some message, and when I'm pressing F8 it's not getting called because the implementation is only for English and Arabic. But for French, suppose if you want to call the implementation some where you want to display for French, means any other language than Arabic and English, you want to call some specific implementation. So for that purpose, you have the concept of fallback class. So if system is not going to identify a specific implementation for French, system is going and checking, and system is checking that that implementation is only available for Arabic and English language. In that case, if you want to call some default implementation, that's where the concept of fallback class comes. All right, we will discuss about the fallback class tomorrow. What's the meaning of fallback class? There is one more concept that is called the default implementation. Both looks like similar, but there is some significant difference. That also we'll understand. Let me tell you the context for the tomorrow class, so you will be having the better understanding. See this display here, you know and you will be having one option called default implementation. See here, default implementation, right? Default implementation. And there is one concept of fallback class. Fallback class, that is a new enhancement spot concept, means the new body concept. Okay, I will tell you here, that is the concept of fallback class. Let me show you. So default implementation you have seen, right? Now I just want to show you the fallback class, where you will see the fallback class. So I'm just looking for some well-known new body. So let me press F4 over here, information system, and maybe give this package, click on this OK button. Body SD SEPA, body, this is okay, use this one. Okay, and here you can see that enhancement spot element definition fallback class. So the fallback class you will be able to see under the new body, so that we will discuss. So fallback class and the default implementation both looks like similar, this fallback class, but there is a minor difference we will see. Okay, we'll discuss this concept tomorrow. Okay, so enhance the assignment after today's class, what you will have to do that, what you will have to do that create a filter body, create a custom filter body, and implement that one, right? And call that body from a custom program. So the way what I have done, the same thing you are also supposed to do. Custom program. This is one assignment. Another, what you will have to do that. So this is the first one. Please do this one. The second one, create the custom body with multiple implementation and you know create the multiple implementation and use that one in program. Okay, so the first requirement is very clear. The second one is also the what we have done in beginning, the same you will also have to do. That means you will have to create one custom body over here, and this custom body, what you will have to do that you will have to this custom body with multiple implementation you will have to create multiple implementation. And here you'll have to create the implementation one for this, and then you'll have to create the implementation two, and then you'll have to create the implementation three. Once you will create this implementation, you'll have to call this one through a program and see how it's going to work. Okay, and Hitesh was asking one question. Let me give you that brief idea about this, that answer of that question. Now your question was why to create a custom body and its implementation. What's the real time use? So I'm going to give you one example over here. We'll not go into the practical, but I will give you one idea. You will understand this one. Suppose you got one requirement that you have to create one program. Okay, and your requirement is that when you are going to create a program, your purchase order related data, your purchase order related logic, should be executed, and it should update some database table, right? So you have to create one program, and you have the two requirement. One is the purchase order related data, uh, purchase order related logic, right? And you have in the same program you have to write the sales order related logic, and that logic is telling something, and that is going to update some database, right? This is what happens in the program, database update, right, based upon some business logic. You have a program, single program, and you want to achieve these two functionality, right? Here you can use the body. What you can do, you can create one custom body, right? What you can do that you can create a custom body, and that custom body you can create with multiple use. Okay, you can create with multiple use, and you can create the two implementation of this body. One, you can create the class ZCL PO update or something like that, whatever your requirement. Okay, and another, you can create the class sales order update, right? And now in your program you can use the CL exit handler get instance method, and when you are going to call by giving the body, by giving this body, right? And a method name you will keep certainly the same, right? Order update, you can keep the method name something like order update, that you can use for purchase order update also, and that the same method you can use for the sales order update also. right? So the single method you can use in in that. And when you are going to call in to this program using the body, what it will do, it will call this implementation also and this implementation also, right? So by this way, using the polymorphism with the help of body concept, you are going to achieve your requirement, right? So this is one sample scenario. Generally you will see in your existing development also, some another developer would have used, or if you want to do, you can also do this one. Did you understand it is what I'm trying to tell over here? Just let me unmute you just a second. Yeah, Hitesh, is it okay? You got some point over here?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah. Basically, technically, the update the one of the
Right.
scene.
Right. So whenever you have to update the, so whether it is a purchase order or sales order update, you know, with the same body with multiple implementation. So see how how much you are going to simplify your code, right? Suppose if you have so many implementation, you can create the multiple implementation, and just with some lines of code, you are going to call all the method. You don't have to go and create for all the class. You don't have to create the object separately and you have to call the method. So if we're going to use this body concept, it's going to, your development is going to be quite easier, right? So this is one
Similar,
thing.
yeah, you have created custom body for like a classic body. Can we do it for the um kernel body also the same thing?
You can do, yeah, you can do that also. You can see in many development, existing development, with the kernel body also you can do. Okay, that also we'll discuss.
In some of the SAP program, I've seen the get body. Is that
Mhm.
calling the body is the same that what you're doing in like a get instance?
Right, right. Get body is nothing but that is the kernel body. Whenever you are able to see, whenever you see the get body, call body, that is the concept of a kernel body. And whenever you see the CL exit handler get instance, that is the classic body. Okay. So whenever you see the get body, call body, that is the concept related with the new body. We will be discussing that one. That is the
Yeah,
part of.
Pankaj, in the, right now you created one custom value, no? That
Mhm.
in that can we add screen or function codes?
Yeah, that we will see, Shiva. That yeah, we are going to discuss the screen exit. You don't worry. Okay. Uh, we will discuss the screen exit at last, because here we are having some functional brothers with us. They will go through some basic concept of the module pool programming. So
Yeah, yeah, okay.
okay, so once they will go through those basic videos, 2 videos they are supposed to go. So that's why they will get some time to revise those video. Once or twice they will go, and then at last of the this course, I'm going to cover that screen exit. Okay, fine. Then with this, let's stop our session and we will meet tomorrow with this concept of uh, one question from Muhammad: are you going to highlight on routines which are used in output and pricing during this course? No, this is not related with the enhancement, right? So if something is here related with enhancement, we will be, you can just ask me, I'm going to cover. If it is not there, if anything related with enhancement, okay, because here what you were talking about, this is something related with output type, right? This is something related with the message type. So here actually uh, we are not going to cover that one.
So
He
uh,
is asking about pricing routines. We
that
said 08. We can.
Means what actually, what the expectation over here in terms of enhancement?
Yeah, it is also enhancement. Actually, whenever we make the means they will maintain pricing position. We want to validate pricing. At that time, we will create pricing routines v slash 08. We have to go v slash 08 and we have to create one number. If we double click on that, it will create one routine. The same routine we will assign in that pricing position. Same like output also, but yeah, we can assign.
No, but here how it is related with enhancement means
No, yeah, it is not means
uh,
not related with the enhancement, but those two are two separate topics.
all right. So those so if anything is related to this enhancement, and if you want me to cover, just feel free. I will add that one, because this topic is something different, and I don't think so it is uh,
Yeah, we need help, functional help for those two topics.
even I don't know how to do this. This is something related with. It's going to start with A008, A009, something like that. A900, A200. Okay, fine then. Let's stop over here. So thanks, Ahmad, and thanks everyone for your motivation, your cooperation, uh, and your appreciation. It really helps me a lot. Thank you so much, and thanks a lot. Bye bye. Good night.